Hey, what's happening, guys? It's Sanjoku. It's Thursday night. It's 10:30. You know what that means? It's time for the nation's voice. I get super excited about this show every week. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. For those of you who don't know, I put four topics out there. If you're in here live, let me know what you think about it. I don't care if you agree with me. I don't care if you disagree with me. I really just like seeing both sides of it. And this is really a good way to give everybody a platform to put their 2 cents out there and just kind of let everybody know what they're thinking about it. So put your true opinion out there. Even if you think it's wild and crazy and everybody's going to shit on it, I promise you they won't. It's just a really good chance for everybody to have an opportunity to be like, no, I think this is going to happen. And I love seeing it, man. I truly love seeing it. If you're new to the channel, I'll catch up. What's up, man? I appreciate it. Yeah, I put in a little bit of work on this background, man. I'm not even going to lie to you. I get real excited about this show. I'm telling you. Hopefully I can get it better and better every week. But if you're new to the channel, please do think about subscribing to it. The more people we can get in here, the more opinions we got. I truly try to make it to everybody's comments. If I do skip your comment, just put it in there again. It's just how my brain works. Once I move past it, I move past it. Sometimes you guys start going real fast because there's a pretty big delay between what I see and when you guys are typing. So I'll be talking about something and then I'll move on, and then all of a sudden all my comments will just light up real fast. So I try to get to all of them. We're going to end up wandering off the track a little bit like we always do. It is what it is. It's just part of this show. So tonight we are going to be talking Richie Incognito, Trent Brown, Carl Joseph, and LaMarcus Joyner. The offensive line in football is probably, I don't want to say underrated, but the guys don't get the recognition that they truly, truly deserve. Because these dudes, I couldn't even imagine being that big and being able to move as fast and do the shit that these guys do. Plus the fact that if you have a shit offensive line, we all see what happens out there. So I want to break it down a little bit, start talking about these guys. We're going to go ahead and jump into Richie real quick. Richie's 6'3", 325. He played in 12 games this season, and he's 36 years old. Now the games that he did play in, he played damn good. And I mean, he's definitely coming back. We gave him the extension. He's going to be a Raider next season. And I know he has a pretty sketched past. And he had the racial slurs and the bullying of his teammates. Then he had that shit where he blew up at the funeral home. But I don't know. It's tough for me to look past some of that shit. But I mean, everybody does it. And to be perfectly honest with you, I like Richie. He's on the field. I'll say that. I like Richie on the field. He's kind of an asshole, and you need that on your offensive line. We all saw him put his hand on the back of that dude's helmet, shove his face mask into the dirt. And that's what you need. You have to have that kind of edge to you to where you can go out there and just make other teams really kind of fear you a little bit. We haven't had that in a long time, so I really, really do enjoy seeing that. So let me know what you think about Richie. Let me know. I know we re-signed Good too, and I think that's kind of a backup plan, but I don't know if it's a backup plan for him or Gabe Jackson, or maybe even both of them. Gabe did not play the best year last year. Man, I thought our offensive line was going to suck with Tom Cable. I like Richie. He's proven his contract. He has his baggage, but whatever, at least he's not beating kids like Tyreek Hill. Damn straight, dude. I was really hoping Karma was going to beat them in the ass for that. But I mean, you do make a good point. A lot of people were really down on Cable. I really think it was just kind of that, for as good as Marshawn is, and even though he's ran behind that zone blocking scheme before, I think Tom Cable's is just tweaked a little bit to where he never really got a true grasp of it unless he had a huge hole out there. But I truly think Josh Jacobs understands exactly what he's supposed to do with this offense, and I really think we're going to see some damn big things out of it next year. And fuck Tyreek Hill, dude. I hate that dude. I'm not even going to lie. So, put it out there, guys. Let me know what you guys are thinking about him. I really think that we're going to end up having a damn good season. I think our offensive line is going to end up being a really big part of that. So, I just don't know if Richie's going to hold up for the whole damn season. He didn't even hold up this whole last season. He only played in 12 games. And he was a little bit beat up. I mean, it is what it is. But if we're going to have a true powerful offense, you need everybody showing up every damn week. So let me know what you think about him in the comment section. Go ahead and put it out there or leave it in here if you're not in here live. We're going to go ahead and move on to Trent Brown. Trent Brown's a damn beast. He's 6'8", 380. Sorry, I can't see what you guys are seeing, so I wrote some of this shit down. But he's only 26 years old. He only played in 11 games last season. But since he started his career, I think it was like his first season, he only played 5 games. But then the next year he played 16. And then the season after that, he ended up playing, I think, 10 games. But then the season after that, he played 16. And so hopefully this is one of his down years. Next season we'll see him all 16 games, and he'll end up making a really, really big impact. The way it stands right now, I honestly kind of feel like we overpaid for him, as weird as that sounds. But even when he first signed that initial contract, he's like, I got a text message from my agent, and all it was dollar signs. That kind of pissed me off. I was like, I mean, I get it. You got paid. I'm happy as shit for you. That's awesome. But at the same time, don't put it out there on blast for everybody to see, man. Just be like, hey, man, I'm happy to be part of the team. Go through that whole little spiel. But everybody says he's a super good teammate. He ended up making the Pro Bowl, even though he only played in 11 games. So I seriously think he has the potential. I mean, he's locked down. He's under contract. I really think him and Colton Miller playing our 2 edges out there is truly, truly great for us. Those are 2 huge guys out there. So let me know what you think about Trent Brown. I know he's on the team. It is what it is. But I really think he's going to end up playing a full game out there. Oh, Richmond, man, what's happening? How are you doing, dude? Doing the nation's voice, man. You know how it goes. Thursday night. Putting it out there, getting everybody's thoughts about it. I'm glad you can make it out here tonight. We just finished talking about Richie Incognito. We're talking about Trent Brown right now. And then we're going to push on into our safeties. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I have a lot to say about that position. And then I also want to go ahead and get a few Super Bowl picks. And we're going to do just 1 or 2 other things after that. So hoping to have a really good show tonight. Hopefully a bunch of you guys can make it out tonight. So that's what I have on Trent Brown. So I just want to know what you guys think about it. I know a lot of guys do think that we did overpay for him. And it is what it is. But I mean, if you can lock down a true offensive line, honestly, that's kind of the most important shit in your offense right there. It opens up your running game, opens up the passing game. And I mean, every team in the NFL where they talk about like, well, the offensive line isn't the greatest. They're getting shit on week in and week out. It is what it is. And right now, going into the 2020 season, we have a kick-ass offensive line if they're healthy. And these dudes' track records say that they cannot stay healthy. That's going to be a major, major part of us going forward into Vegas next season. I could really see us bringing in some offensive line in this offseason. If not to take a starting job at possibly one of those guard positions, but just something to help us out. I really think that rookie center that we had that ended up filling in, I'm sorry, I forgot his name, but that kid ended up having a great season, especially when he had to jump in there and be the starter when Hudson went down. He played awesome, like truly, truly awesome, and I was so happy to see that. So we're starting to get some true depth on our offensive line, but we have a few dudes on that offensive line that are pretty damn old, and one that's kind of struggling right now, and I'm really hoping it's because of injuries, and I think Gabe's going to end up bouncing back in a pretty big way, so I'm not too worried about that. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you think about the offensive line as a whole. I just really want to see exactly what you guys are thinking about it, because I'm pretty pumped about our offensive line, but at the same time, I'm pretty pumped about our whole damn team, and it's who I am. It's part of being who I am, so it is what it is. All right, next, we're going to go ahead and move on to the safety position real quick. Carl Joseph. I'm a diehard Carl Joseph fan. I give him a lot of shit on this channel, and the reason that I do is just because I like him so much. But he's little, man. He's little. I mean, that is what it is. And the receivers that are coming out, the tight ends that are fucking playing right now are huge. They're just huge, huge guys. Ketchup, I think we overpaid, but Derek didn't get hurt overall, and our offensive line is all right. I mean, he is overpaid. I mean, it is what it is. The dude's overpaid. Derek Carr got hit less this season than he did, like, double of last season. It took way, way less sacks, so I was super happy to see that. And a lot of that had to do with our depth stepping up and really playing big for us, so that was huge for us. So, yeah, we'll see. I'm really pumped. I really think that our offensive line is going to be pretty damn solid next season. All right, and getting back to Joseph real quick. And see, that's the delay I was telling you guys about. It's like whenever you click in, I have no idea if you start where I'm at or if you start at the beginning of the video. And if you start at the beginning of the video, just throw your comment out there. Eventually, everybody kind of catches up towards the end. Not really sure how that works, but it happens, so it is what it is. But Karl Joseph had 38 solo tackles last season, and he had 49 total tackles. He had 1 interception, 3 pass defended. He only played in 9 games because he had that foot injury that ended up putting him out, which totally sucked because he was he's just started to turn it on. But he's 5'10". He's 200 pounds. And he's only 26. And then we'll talk about Joyner too. These guys are incredibly similar players. But when I start breaking down Joyner's stats, you'll end up seeing it. Because Karl Joseph was able to go out there and pretty much put up Joyner's numbers in less games. Like a lot less games. And I really think if it comes down to one of those two, which I do not think it's going to, I think we're going to definitely be keeping both these guys on this team for next season. I do not think that's going to be an issue. Even though we haven't re-signed Joseph, I think we're just kind of seeing what's happening out there. But I can truly see him coming back onto this team. But if he doesn't, and it comes down to Joseph or Joyner, I want to keep Joseph and let Joyner go. He's another dude that as of right now, and I'll get to it more, but just looking at this past season, he's a guy that we overpaid for. Like, truly overpaid for. And he was a big name coming in, and we were expecting some pretty great things out of him, and we did not get shit. Richmond Raiders, say something, man. I feel like I'm in class and I'm the only one raising my hand. Gotcha, it's all good, man. I appreciate it. Richmond will bounce back in. He'll be in and out all night. If we pull the next season perfectly, we could be in the Super Bowl by 2021. I think that's very true, Richmond. I really do. I think we have a shot at going pretty deep in the playoffs next season if everything works out. And I think by 2021 we'll have a definite shot unless something drastic truly happens. Oh, Richard, what's up, man? We are talking Richie Incognito, Trent Brown, and we're talking the Raiders safeties tonight, plus anything else that pops up. But Karl Joseph, we'll jump right back into him. He's younger, he's faster, he hits harder, but damn, dude, he's 5'10", 200 pounds. And if you put a 5'10", 400 or 200-pound dude up against one of these 6'7", fucking 280 tight ends that are out there running around, the dude's gonna get beat every damn time. Zach, what's happening, dude? I'm glad you could make it out. So, I don't know. There's a lot of you guys out there, because I've heard it. I've heard it in the comment section. I've heard it from you guys time and time again. You want to move on from Joseph. You want to move on from Joyner. And you pretty much only want to keep Abram out there. And part of me understands that, man, because the league itself is becoming bigger. Like, the dudes in the league are becoming bigger. So, let me know what you guys think about Joseph. I know he's a little bit undersized, but he makes plays out there. And when he's healthy, like truly healthy, and he always gets better in the second half of the season, and he was just starting to turn it on, and then he had that bullshit foot injury on that last fucking play where he got that pick. That sucks that his pick came on a season-ending injury. But I want to see him stick around. I truly do. Richard, I'm one of the guys that thinks we should cut Karl Joseph. He's just not cutting it. And I like the kid, but we do better with someone else. I kind of agree with you. It's not even that I think we need somebody better. It's just that we need somebody bigger. And it sucks to say. But at the same time, you're going to get beat on that fucking jump ball every single time if you're 5 inches or 6 inches shorter and 20 pounds lighter than the guy that you're going up against. He's going to nudge you out of the way, and he's going to get up above you, and he's going to make that catch every single time. So, I'm up on the air on it just because I've seen him fucking put Kelsey out of the game when he fucking nailed him right on the hip and just dropped his shoulder. But I've also seen him get completely burned, and we all have, to where he just kind of was looking the wrong direction and somebody just streaked behind him. But I would like to see more size back there. Richmond, can't wait to see the Black Hole Vegas chapter live on TV next season. Dude, I'm telling you right now, they're going to travel well. And I guarantee you that wherever the Black Hole's set up in that stadium, it's going to be fucking insane. Because I guarantee you they're going to have a little bit of special extra shit for them. I'd be willing to bet my right arm on that shit. Whether it's just like bigger sections or where everybody can stand up and the chairs aren't in your way as much, or just something like that. But the Black Hole is going to be huge in Vegas. Like, huge. I cannot wait to see our dudes jumping into that shit. I cannot wait for it. All right, let's go ahead and jump into LaMarcus real quick. Marcus had 41 solo tackles, so he only had 3 more than Joseph. He had 49 total tackles, so the same as Carl Joseph. He had no picks. He had 3 passes defended. He had no sacks, and he played in 14 games. So he pretty much matched Carl Joseph's numbers and played in more games. But I really think, and I will say this, I truly, truly think that LaMarcus Joyner, when he's at his greatest, has way more talent around him than he had on this team last season, especially when we lost Abram right off the bat. I think that truly, truly screwed this entire defense. So I think if you have him out there with some speed and you have him out there with guys that have size to where he can just kind of roam the field in the middle, to where he's not really set playing some like a true man coverage, I think he could end up being truly great again. I really, really do. But I just don't know if we're going to ever have that surrounding him to where he can be that player on this team. So I really want to know what you guys think about that, because Joyner, he had no sacks at all. And we do like to blitz our safeties. We did that shit a pretty good bit last season. And we just didn't. And with the few times that Joseph came in, he got pretty damn close. He didn't have any sacks either. But when Abrams came in, when Joyner tried to blitz, he got ate up at the line every damn time. Like, seriously, every time. And it was painful to watch, and sometimes he'd fake blitz and end up getting burned on the back end. So, I don't know. Honestly, I could see us moving on from both. I know Joyner's still under contract. Maybe we can put something around him. But if Abram, Joyner, and Joseph are all healthy and all ready to play, which unfortunately we never saw at all this past season, I really think they could end up being a pretty damn safety crew back, or a pretty good safety crew back there, especially with having I totally spaced his name. But our corner that can float over, Daryl Worley, that can float in there and play that nickel spot too. So I could see us going after a corner, probably pretty high in this draft. I think from what Mayock was saying, and I don't know if he was just kind of trying to get people off our trail or not, but he was saying that he really doesn't covet the wide receiver position in that first round. I kind of think that's bullshit. I think it's just because everybody knows that we're going after one of those number 1 dudes out there. I've seen a lot of drafts that have Judy dropping to us. And for as much shit as I gave him, and if there's somebody that I think is going to be a bust at this next year's draft, I'm not going to lie, I think it's that dude. So, but CeeDee Lamb's out there. I would love to fucking see that. I would love it. Truly, truly love it. Let's jump into some of these comments real quick. Richmond and Ketchup go way back. Richard says, I know I read that one. Richard said, can't wait to see the Black Hole. Zach came out there. Carl pretty good in the run game. If Abram can guard tight ends so Joseph doesn't have to, I'd like him back. And I really think that's one of the big reasons that we got Abram out there, was to guard those tight ends and kind of make that impact out there that we truly, truly need. So, and I would like to see that. Carl Joseph or Joyner as that kind of roamer safety out there, that's where the difference is going to be. And we didn't have Abram, so we don't know if he's that guy that can go out there and cover those tight ends. I believe in that kid so damn much that I already think he's one of the best safeties in the league. But, I mean, honestly, all of us sitting here, we've never really seen that dude play a whole season. I know he hits hard as shit, and I know he has good speed, and he has decent size, so I am super excited about him. But if he can go out there and lock down a guy like Kelsey by himself, that will open up this defense 110%, especially if we actually have a linebacker that can check him off the fucking line, because we do not have that. Richard said Raiders should pick up Grant Delpit, LSU, 6'3", maybe 19. See, I like those dudes. Those really young kids that come out there that you can truly develop out there because they end up putting on more size. By the time that dude's like 22, 23, he'll end up being just more built up and fucking solid and ready to go. I could actually see that. And Gruden and Mayock, they love going for those big name college guys because it's more of an easy transition for them. So I can see some LSU dudes coming. Zach Joyner misses a lot of tackles in space for a guy that's supposed to be a slot safety. That might just be age catching up to him, man. It truly, truly might. I mean, he's 29. He's going to be 30 next season. I'm not going to lie, dude. I'm 41. You end up losing a step. I ain't going to lie to you. That shit just happens as you get older. Ketchup said, I didn't like Joyner when we signed him. I seen he was 5'8", and I was like, damn, he's short. Wide receivers, tight ends are tall. Just throw it up and you're toast. I ain't sold on Joyner at all. I'm not either, man. And that's the thing about Carl Joseph, too. Neither one of those dudes can go out there and cover that big-ass dude. And Joyner was in a situation a lot last season where it was his job. You go out there and you shut down that safety and you make sure, or you shut down that tight end and he doesn't get the ball this game. Neither one of those dudes are capable of doing that. I'm truly hoping that Abrams is, or truly, truly hoping. Hey, Rob, what's happening, man? How are you doing? I hope we look at the third round, also free agency for cornerbacks. I would like to see that. I think we're definitely going to end up going ahead and bringing in probably one or two corners this offseason. We always do, just to have that competition out there, just to see what these guys are looking at and how they're going to do it. So I just don't know. I know that we need a fucking linebacker so bad in that first round. Like, we have to get one. But the way Mayock was talking, if we go out there and get a linebacker and a cornerback in that first round, I'd be happy as shit. Like, I'm not even going to lie. I know I did that video last week where I was talking about us drafting the 2 receivers in the first round, and I do think that would be cool as shit. Oregon, I know you were just messing around, dude, but that shit would be awesome. It would solidify our offense for the most part. But if we went out there and just drafted defense, that's what this team truly, truly needs. I would love to have some young, super fast fucking linebackers and cornerbacks out there, especially if they ended up having some size to them. I think that would be a huge addition for this team. Because right now, I think we would have won a hell of a lot more games last season than we did if we would have had a defense that could go out there and just shut a team down and buy us the time that we needed to grind another team down. But they got stuck on the field a lot. They got wore out. And once they got wore out, we got completely shit on. So it is what it is. But we need to step up our defense. And if they draft heavy towards defense, and even if they go into free agency pretty damn heavy on defense, I'll be happy about it. Because our offense is good enough to win some damn games if they can have a defense that can stop the other team. Which, we're yet to see that. I'm not even going to lie to you. It sucks to say. Rob says, I would like Eric Harris on the cheap corner comeback this season. Man, I like Eric Harris, but outside of that one game, I saw Eric Harris get toasted a lot this season. Like, completely toasted. And I understand that he shut down Phillip Rivers completely and won us that game. But, I mean, that's what he did this past season. Outside of that, he did not do much. And he stayed reasonably healthy. He ended up playing, I think, the majority of this season. He's got a good story, man, but I don't want Eric Harris back. I truly don't. I think he's going to be a guy that, if he's not under contract, I'm not sure if he is or not, but I really don't see him coming back. And to be perfectly honest, I'm okay with it. There's a lot of people out there that love Eric Harris, though. And if you're one of those guys and you want him back, shit, there's no telling what Mayock and Gruden are going to do. But he seems like he does. I will give him this. He does seem like he knows that defensive scheme that Gunther has put into place pretty damn well. And that goes a long way with keeping your spot on a team if you can come in there, plug and play, and know exactly what you're supposed to be doing. So I think that has a pretty good shot for him continuing on and making that trip over to Vegas. Richmond says, in my dream draft, I would like to see OBJ to the Raiders. Who was it? I think it was Mikey put a video out there earlier about OBJ coming over. It's possible. It really is possible for him to go out there and make a big trade for him. I just don't know if it's going to happen. I don't know if Cleveland will trade him. I think Cleveland's another team that's pretty damn close, but he doesn't seem happy there. He truly doesn't seem happy over there at all. And I think a lot of it has to do with their quarterback who, I mean, come on, that kid's not going to make it. He's too much about the hype, not enough about the football, if you know what I mean. So he's either going to have to buckle down and really carry that team, or you might end up seeing them make a quarterback change pretty damn quick. See a lot less commercials. So we'll see what happens with that. I'm not sold on bringing in another truly, truly high overpaid wide receiver that's like a fucking true prima donna out there. Kind of over that shit right now. I'd really rather see us draft one of these kids in the first round. Just see if he can come out there and just make a splash. I know a lot of wide receivers don't do that, but in these past couple seasons, the top wide receivers have come out there and made some pretty damn big plays in some big games. And if nothing else, they have the speed on the outside to where they can streak the field completely. So you have to be able to drop a safety, which will open up our running game and will open up our tight end position. So there's a lot that goes into it, but I don't want to see OBJ on this team unless we can get him at a damn good deal. Rob says focusing more on linebacker and free agency in first and third rounds is most important in helping our DBs and coverage. Dude, that is so true, Rob. Like, so true. Because I will tell you right now, our linebackers last season, they sucked. I mean, some of them had some good games. They played decent seasons. I know Whitehead got a ton of tackles out there, but at the same time, he was chasing after people when he was making those tackles. Our defensive coverage, or our linebacker coverage on running backs out of the backfield was fucking terrible. Like, just terrible. You would see teams that would be struggling against us, then all of a sudden they'd make one pass to their running back, and that's all you would see for the rest of the game. And the second that the DBs stepped up to help shut down the passes to the running backs, they just started scorching us on the back end. And all of that comes down to your linebackers. And Gunther's fucking defense just thrives off of linebackers out there. So I would love to see that. I would love to see us go really linebacker corner or corner linebacker, just because I really think we're going to end up getting Queen. But if we went out there and went linebacker, I'd actually do a video about that. I think that would be cool as shit. I think that would make probably the biggest difference to this team as far as the players that we draft if we went out there and just did that. Just went linebacker, and just put two true studs back there. So let me know what you guys think about that. That's like I said before, when it comes down to Mayock and Gruden going into a draft room, there's no telling what they're going to come up with. So, but it's cool to think about because those dudes are damn true geniuses. On the flip side, I want a wide receiver in the first and third, a big running back running back in the later rounds. I would like to see a big running back in the later rounds. I'd like to see Isaiah Crowell come back, but I'd love to see us get just one of those big, just crushing backs, just real late, just with healthy legs that could come in there in the middle of games and just truly start wearing a team down to where we can bring Jacobs back in there and he can just truly explode. And I do think you will see that, because the more that I think about it, I don't know if Washington or Richard are going to be sticking around. I know a lot of you guys want to see both of them come back. I was leaning more towards Jalen coming back. I really don't know if that's going to end up happening. I think our running back core, especially since we're carrying a fullback, if Isaiah Crowell's healthy, I could see both of those guys getting moved on from, which sucks to say. And some of you guys are more Washington fans. Some of you are more Richard fans. But there's a good chance neither one of those dudes are making that trip to Vegas. But if one of them does, I'm still saying it. I want it to be Richard. I think he's better in the blocking game. I think he's better in the passing game. And I think Washington's done enough to where he can sign with another team and end up still carrying on his career. So props to him for that. I truly do respect that. But let me know what you guys think about that one. But I do think we're definitely going to end up taking a running back in those later rounds. It would be great to have both on team-friendly deals, at least Jalen Richard. And a guy like Jalen Richard, like, I don't think he's not gonna go out there and make top dollar from another team. So I could really see him just sticking with the system, sticking with what he knows, taking a team-friendly deal, and re-signing with us. That's why I truly think it will be him, because Gruden truly loves Richard. He talked him up tremendously last season. He still talked him up a little bit this season. He really wasn't getting the play time that he got last season, but I think a lot of that was just more situational with the injuries that we had out there. Ketchup came out there. I want a wide receiver in the first and a burner wide receiver in the third or the fourth. Ketchup, that's true. We are definitely going to need just a true like punt/kick returner and just somebody that can fly down the field. And I think we are going to end up getting that in the later rounds. I don't think we really have an option in that. You really don't go out there in the free agency and get like a kick returner or a punt returner. You'd rather have just a rookie come in there that can do it, that you can still develop as a wide receiver and teach him your system. So I think that's definitely going to happen. And I'd love to have somebody that's just a true freak that has that killer speed out there. Richmond says our coaching staff and plays was trash last season. Next season we need a better coaching staff and a better person or team to draw good plays. Richmond, I mean, I hear what you're saying, man. A lot of it, and I will say this, just in my opinion, but I'll tell you right now, Rich, a ton of people agree with you, like a ton of people. There's a lot of people out there that are already done with Gruden. There's a lot of people that want to see us go out there and bring in an offensive coordinator, a real offensive coordinator, not Olsen, because that dude is pretty much just a puppet for Gruden, but somebody who can actually go in there and call the plays and just restructure our offense completely. I want to give it one more year. I truly do. I want to see if we have a healthy offense and we have speed on the outside, because that is what we're desperately missing on this team. We do not have receivers that can go out there and make those huge splash plays. It just doesn't happen for us. It sucks to say. But once Gruden has that, I think you'll see this offense change in a really big way. I truly do. I think having the speed out there is going to make teams play us differently. And I think Gruden will be able to open up a lot that he has saved up right now. And I'll be honest with you, if he doesn't, we see this same shit again, even if we do have some true talent on the wide receiver position, then I'm okay with it. I'll be the first person to say it. We need to move on from Gruden. So give him one more year. One more season. That's all I'm saying. Get some more talent out there around Derek Carr. Let him have the speed out there, and then we'll see what happens with it. Rob says, with no tax income, we could get free agencies for cheaper than we were in Oakland. 13% income tax in Cali is horrible when competing with other teams. That is very true, and I've talked about that in past videos. Even Mayock came out there and was talking. He's like, I've been talking to some agents out there, and they pretty much have said that the amount of money that these dudes save with that shit is crazy. Like, when you're dealing with the amount of money in the contracts that they have, and that's being processed through with the no income tax, that's insane. Like, that's you offering somebody less money to play on your team, but when they actually get paid, they're getting more money than they would have if they took a contract in Cali. So that's going to be massive for us. I think that's the one reason why I think you're going to see a lot of bigger name free agents. I do not want it to be older dudes come out there. I want it to be like the younger prime free agents that we can get on a little bit cheaper deals, because they know they're going to end up getting more on their actual paycheck, and it could end up being really, really huge for us. I think that's going to be a major part of this team improving moving forward. Richard said, Oakland made a big mistake about losing the Raiders, and I blame it on the corrupt liberals. Oakland didn't want the Raiders anymore. The people that are in charge of that city, and I don't understand why, because it lost so many jobs out there. There's so many people that counted on this team for extra revenue, just whether it be vendor sales before the game or just people out in the parking lots slinging waters and shit. It's crazy. Like, I'm still shocked that they left, but at the same time, if you got a city like Vegas, like, we got this fancy ass stadium we're going to build for you. We're going to make it all black and deck that thing out. You're going to make that move, and I'm okay with it, man. I truly am. It's Oakland's loss. Shit, what, they lost their basketball team, lost their baseball team, or pretty much. Yeah. Oakland's going downhill quick, and we're jumping off the ship. And I'm perfectly okay with it. I'm, I'm like Gruden. I keep sugarcoating why Derek isn't playing well. Derek's getting... Oh, man. Derek Carr's a tough one. We're going to end up doing a whole damn video on him eventually. We're not going to have a choice. I know Tom Brady went out there and bought a house in Vegas today and blew people's minds out there. Nah, what's happening to you, Rod? So, yeah, that's crazy, man. I do not think that he's coming to the Raiders. I know a lot of people were talking about that shit. You're going to have Derek Carr next season. And I'm hoping he proves it. He has to prove it to everybody out there. He has to prove it to me. I'm not going to lie. I know a lot of people jumped off the Derek Carr bandwagon this past season. I don't blame you for it. He had some spurts there where he was looking rough, man. He would get those fast feet, whip it in the dirt. I do not blame him for that fumble jumping across the goal line. I think on plays like that, so that's where I see the old Derek Carr, where he's truly just fighting for it, just doing whatever it takes to get that win. Put your other hand on the ball before you make that jump. But it is what it is. Like, shit like that doesn't bother me. It's the shit where he's getting blitzed or gets hit one good time, and then the next play you see him just kind of turn real quick and then just dig that thing into the dirt. Like, that's the kind of shit that drives me crazy. So we'll get more in the car. Don't worry about that. Richmond says, I like the DBZ poster on your wall. I'm a big fan of DBZ and Dragon Ball Super. Dude, I love those shows. I've watched that shit since it started. And I don't know, shit always stuck with me, man. I'm glad you noticed that shit. Zach says, I still believe in Carr, but this is the last year until I'm jumping off board. And I'm right there with you, because I will tell you right now, if Carr goes out there and plays like he did this season, I'm pretty much done with him. If he doesn't go out there and play like he played in 2016, I'm pretty much done with him. And I think a lot of people feel that same way. And I think Gruden and Mayock pretty much feel that same way at this point. So I'm really curious to see how that one plays out. Because that dude right now is in the hot seat. He's probably the number one quarterback in the hot seat in the NFL right now. But I give him some wide receivers. I'm going to give him wide receivers before I'm going to pass judgment on him. Because when he had two solid wide receivers, that dude lit it up out there. And he has not had that since that season. And then the season after, our offensive line went to shit. He got crushed, got hurt, and then he hasn't been the same since those injuries. He truly hasn't been. But I think he's comfortable again. I think he believes in his offensive line again. Now you just need to put the speed out there to give him the opportunity to go for it. And I think he's going to prove a lot of us wrong. I'm truly hoping he does, because I want to see Carr stick around for a while. I do think he's a franchise quarterback. So we just got to see what happens with that. All right. I just want to ask you guys real quick. I know it's an Oakland Raiders channel, but the game's on Sunday. Who do y'all think is going to win the Super Bowl? I'm personally think it's going to be the Chiefs. I think the 49ers defense is good enough to stop them. I just don't think Jimmy G is good enough to go out there and make the plays that he's going to have to make to win this game. And I think just the explosiveness of the Chiefs offense will end up carrying them through on this one. And I want to see Andy Reid win one. I truly do. I really, really think he deserves a Super Bowl title. And so make it happen. I mean, you might as well. It sucks that these are the two teams playing in the Super Bowl. It pretty much makes it the most pointless Super Bowl in the world, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, Zach, you think the Niners got it? It's going to come down to that Niners defense. It's going to have to. The Chiefs can't run the ball. That D-line will make it for a long day or a long day. Yeah, I mean, they truly will. And that's what I'm saying. Like, but the Chiefs don't really have to run the ball. Kind of like how Jimmy G doesn't have to pass the ball. So it's going to be pretty much them just trying to take those two things away from each other. And whoever does it better is going to end up winning this game. But if I had to pick one team, I would just say give it to the Chiefs. Give it to the Chiefs. Really just give it to Andy Reid, and then the rest of the Chiefs can go fuck themselves. Richard Rader, bandwagon Niners are the filth of the Bay Area sports. Yeah, I mean, I truly hate both of these teams. Like, I truly, truly hate them. I just have respect for one of these two coaches, just because he's been doing it for so damn long, and he's been through so much shit, and he does help out a lot in his community, wherever he's at. And he's dealt with a bunch, man. Dude deserves one title out there. Catch-up's picking the Niners. It's it's going to be a fun game. It truly will. I'm only going to end up catching bits and pieces of it because I'll definitely be out there working. It's just, it is what it is. When you own a restaurant and the Super Bowl's on and you're slinging pizzas, I'm telling you right now, you're going to end up working. They're all talking Andy Reid, Hall of Famer. Tom Flores is better in the Hall of Fame before him. I can't believe Hall of Fame voters are hating on Tom Flores, this minority coach, to win a Super Bowl. Shit drives me insane, dude. Like, truly drives me insane. I just don't get it, man. I truly, truly don't get it. How he's not in the Hall of Fame. And then, who was it? Dion came out the other day and was saying some shit that it's too easy to get in the Hall of Fame now. There's so many dudes out there that deserve to be in the Hall of Fame that just keep getting skipped over. But he's a huge one. He has to get in there. I'm shocked every year that goes by that he doesn't get in. It blows my mind. If somebody deserves a shot, or deserves a spot in there, it's Tom. It truly, truly is. It's a shame, Rob. Yeah, dude. We all feel the same damn way. It blows my mind. Racist NFL won't let Tom Flores into the Hall of Fame. I'm not going to go that far. I just think the dude gets shit on. There's so many guys out there that end up just getting completely shit on when it comes to the Hall of Fame that had just truly historic careers, but they just don't have the hype around them, so they don't end up getting the votes to get in because nobody's going to know their name when they announce it on TV. That shit drives me insane. Like, truly, truly does. Rob H., Tony Dungy, and Doug Williams in over Tom Flores and Jim Plunkett. Yeah, like, and some of this shit I'm not even going to lie to you. It could be the hate against the Raiders. It truly, truly could be. So, and that's the thing. They're the guys that are out there. Well, not, yeah, that are out there and they're on TV. They're making the appearances. They're doing the shows. They got all the followers on Facebook and Instagram and all that shit. So, I mean, those are the dudes getting voted in because it's way more of a plug for the NFL when those dudes go in. Oh, it drives me nuts, dude. It truly, truly does. There's a lot of, honestly, Raiders out there that deserve to be in that Hall of Fame that are not. So, it's shit. Lyle Alzado should be in the Hall of Fame. You're damn straight, dude. Everybody knows his name. Just, drives me nuts, dude. Truly, truly does. And then, last thing I want to touch on real quick before we wrap this thing up. I know everybody's talking about the Kobe thing. I just want to say two quick things about it. If you click this video off right now, I completely understand because a lot of this pisses me off, but I wanted to come out there and say something. Me and Kobe are the same age. Me and Kobe's daughters are like a year apart. I think that's really the thing that hit me the most about this was just that last minute that he had with his daughter in that helicopter. That shit, I couldn't even imagine that. Like, I could not imagine it. But that dude's legacy is going to live on forever. Like, forever. And that's, I mean, his family has that to just always kind of hang on to. But the other thing that truly, truly pissed me off is the fact that the rest of his family came out there and found out about that shit on like a little thing on their cell phone or screwing around on the computer. And that's not the way this shit's supposed to happen. They never even had a chance to grieve as a family. 16 minutes after that crash, that shit was breaking news on every media outlet, every Facebook post, every YouTube thing out there. That shit ain't right, man. I'm telling you right now. Everybody's all concerned about who's first and not giving people the time to go out there and just kind of just have that process and spend it with their families. I understand he's a celebrity and it is what it is. But that shit truly, truly drives me insane. But the Mamba mentality is going to live on forever. Some shit that I preach to my kids. I do coach them in basketball. I coach them in soccer. And it's just going out there and just being the best. So if you have kids out there, let them watch that stuff, man, because Kobe made a big impact on a lot of people, and I truly, truly respect that man and everything that he did. And I really think it's shitty the way that his family's just having this shoved in their face every single day. So I feel for him, and I feel for the rest of the families that were on that helicopter, because I don't care if you're a mom or a dad, you felt that shit. And there was 3 different families that ended up losing their lives in that crash. And I don't know, that one hit really close to home. Sucks to end the show like that, but it is what it is. I had to get that shit off my chest and let you guys know. So I appreciate everybody that tuned in for this. For you guys that join in live, I truly, truly appreciate that shit. It really makes my night to have you guys come out here. For everybody that ends up watching this and commenting in it, thank you very much, man. I truly, truly appreciate that. If you are new to the channel, please do subscribe. Vincent, You respect everything he did. Come on, man. We all fuck up, dude. I'm not even gonna lie. We all make mistakes in our lives. You're gonna sit there and tell me that you've led a perfect life. You are out of your mind. But the fact that he's in the public spotlight, that shit's gonna get exposed more than anybody else. And that dude never did anything truly, truly terrible compared to what some of these dudes out there do and get away with. Fucking drives me crazy. Great show, man. See you next time, Zach. I appreciate it, man. I guess it's out of the XFL February 8th. I'm gonna check it out, man. I want to see the XFL. I want to see exactly how it plays out. They got some weird rules in that, especially the kickoff returns. But I think it'll be a fun time, man. I truly do. Good night. Have a great day tomorrow, Son Joku. Richmond, man, I appreciate that. It's actually my boy's birthday, so we're gonna be celebrating all day. Be pumped as shit. It's going to end up being a really good day. But yeah, guys, that's what I got for you. If you're new to it, subscribe to it. If you had fun, please jump in the comment section next time. Thank you guys all for coming out. I'm Son Joku. We will see you guys next time. Oh man, Richmond, I'll jump back in real quick. Kobe's legacy would live on like Dale Davis' legacy. It truly would, dude. It truly would. Because I'll tell you right now, those two dudes made an impact on a lot of people, and just the things that they have going on and just the slogan that they have, that shit will live forever. Like, truly live forever. Commitment to excellence. They're both the same damn message. Thank you guys. Have a good night. We'll see y'all soon.